Welcome back to another edition of our newsletter, everyone. Hope you've had a fantastic past couple of weeks. Week 6 already, so the end of the term is approaching fast, as they always tend to. So recently we've had really an unprecedented level of illness come through the school, from vomiting bugs, flus, head colds and coughs and all those sorts of things that unfortunately the winter weather brings with us. So really punishing our attendance. There's not really any great things that I can say about that at the moment, but certainly sympathise with the amount of families and students and staff that have been really sick while we're battling that little bit of a cold and flu season. So as a measure to try and stem that a little bit, we've just spent a little bit of money on making sure there's hand sanitizer available in all of the classrooms and office spaces in and around our schools. So students are being encouraged to use that hand sanitizer as a way to keep their hands germ free. When hands are germ free, then we don't touch other people with those germs, or eyes and ears, and cross contaminate, as so easily can happen in cold and flu seasons. So we do know that some kids don't react terribly well to some of those hand sanitizers and even soaps. So if that is your child or children, then that's okay. We'll just be talking to them about making sure they're using water and washing their hands as best as they possibly can. But certainly the classroom sanitizer is a way we can just get kids, as they walk in, to put a pump in their hand, get those hands a good clean, and keep themselves a little bit cleaner, and hopefully we can see a little bit of a reduction in the amount of kids that are getting sick within classes, and not just being away for a day or two, but multiple days due to being really unwell. So fingers crossed that works for us. We'll get some PBL resources out to support that in the next little while as well, and looking forward to a little bit of warm weather to hopefully burn off some of those bugs that are plaguing us all too much at the moment. Parent-teacher interviews are next week, so as previously discussed, we're selling those a little bit more this time as student parent-teacher conferences. So encourage you to bring your kids along to be a part of that conversation, be it developmental or some really positive feedback about their progress as well. We know that when that happens really well and everyone's engaged in that, the kids are more likely to action the things that are talked about, and also parents, teachers and students have a really clear picture of what's going on and are able to work together much better. So that link is available for booking interviews again online via SOBS. It's in my newsletter article today, and it's also available on our school website as a link on the front page as well. So looking forward to seeing lots of you there, and looking forward to seeing the kids there as well. Everyone's aware at the moment it's really dry. Our school is no exception. The oval, after a few heavy frosts and some dry weather, is really struggling to maintain any sort of grass coverage. So we are watering. It's the first time that we've done that in the 5 years that I've been here, which obviously signals it's been a pretty dry period in the last little while. So the grass is really struggling under the amount of foot traffic that we have in some of the oval spaces. So we are rotating spaces around, watering them, resting them, just to make sure we can get a little bit of grass coverage there and minimise some of the dust that's quite horrendous around some of the classrooms at the moment with some of the winds that we've had. So please bear with us while we do that. Kids have been spoken to about just taking care of some of those spaces and moving their games, etc. around to make sure we're not absolutely battering certain areas and giving those areas a little bit of a chance to rejuvenate. And lastly from me, we get lots of visitors through our school, be it through our regional staff members or even suppliers, relief teachers. And recently we've been really impressed with the amount of positive comments we've got, particularly about how well behaved our kids are in classrooms. So wonderful to hear feedback that says, you know, the kids are great, we had such a good time, you're so lucky to have the sort of school that you have. Maybe the school down the road, you know, that they visited recently wasn't quite as tidy in terms of behaviour in classrooms. So it's wonderful to work at a school where we get that sort of feedback, and I think a real credit to our kids, our teachers and our parents in terms of how seriously we take being at school, behaving and learning. We've certainly got lots of behaviour data that supports that things are travelling really well in terms of behaviour here at our school at the moment. There's always things we can do better, and there's always little incidents that appear that you know, parents aren't happy about and we aren't happy about, and that's, I guess, the nature of schools, and we'll continue to work through those and support kids and teachers and families around making sure those things don't reoccur as well. But certainly really happy to hear that sort of feedback, and I think we should all be really proud of the climate and culture that we've all helped create that ensures that students can be really successful each and every day here at our school. That's all from me for this fortnight. I hope you have another great couple of weeks so that we can all see some warmer weather and make sure those illnesses stay away a little bit and see lots of happy and healthy kids back here at school. Thank you.